Hello everyone, have you ever wondered if you would choose, if given the opportunity, to continue studying in Korea or to work in Korea? Or perhaps you're already in one of these spaces, like studying in Korea and wanting to work in here, or vice versa? Well, today I like to share with you my perspective and insight on the 5 key differences between these two options. So whether you are a student or a professional, this video is for you. Let's get started. First, let's discuss the working hours. If you choose to work in Korea, the standard working hours are usually from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., depending on the company. However, some companies might require overtime work or yagen, which could result the working until night. So before applying for a job, do research first about the company you want to apply for, about the company's usual working hours. For studying in Korea, it depends on whether you are an undergraduate student or graduate students, or with scholarship or not, but the big difference of undergrad and graduate student is the laboratory life. Graduate student, whether it's master or doctoral, usually need to join a professor laboratory which operates like an employee. Every professor has their own working hour standard, which can vary even in the same university or the same major. The standard working hours in the laboratory usually from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. It's similar with work. But some laboratories require working until 7, 8, or even 9 p.m. So check and research or ask with your senior would be better. The second thing to consider is the Korean language requirement. If you want to work in Korea, you might need a higher language requirement compared to studying in Korea. For studying in Korea, you don't need to worry too much about the language requirements, because, for example, in case government scholarship, it provides 1 year for language training, and for the other scholarship, the universities also offer some of Korean language course for foreigners, and you will mostly communicate with professor using English. Somehow, if the professor don't want to use the English, they might tell you in the earlier stage, knowing that you are foreigner. And it's totally different if you want to search a job in Korea. If you want to survive with job seeker in here, you need to have at least the conversational level of Korean. Some companies might not require Korean language skills for foreign workers, but they are rare. The more proficient you are in Korean, the higher chance you're finding a job. So not that difference of language barrier in here. The third point is the culture. Before applying to a company or laboratory, it's crucial to research their culture to see if it's good fit for you or not. Korean culture can vary from company to company, such as how often they had company dinners or drinking party. Also can vary from laboratory to laboratory. Like if the professor requires a weekly seminar, or he needs how many publication in one semester, and etc. So it's important to have the general information about the company or the laboratory culture to make it easier to you to adapt. Responsibilities. When working in Korea, you are given a task and expected to complete it to the best of your ability during your working hours. I have personally never worked on tasks outside of my working hours, except for monitoring purposes. However, this also depends on the company, as startups might require some more personal time than established companies, and your responsibilities also depend on your position, whether you are managing something or just completing a task. But on the other hand, if you choose study in Korea, I think everybody knows that study in Korea is very challenging because you need to balance 3 things together. Those are research, coursework, and the projects, if any. Some laboratories have more projects rather than the others, so it's very important to manage your time effectively to avoid feeling overwhelmed when you choose to study in Korea. Lastly, let's talk about the benefits such as salary or scholarship. Oh, before that, I should mention that both of the working or studying in Korea should provide health insurance, that is the standard of the benefits. Then as for salary, working in Korea usually pays more than scholarship to study in Korea, of course. And there's a minimum wage of foreign workers, and this is enough to cover your monthly expenses, even in the most expensive city in South Korea, Seoul. However, the amount you spend depends on your lifestyle. If you live modestly and avoid luxurious expenses, you can save a lot of money. But when it comes to the scholarships, the amount you receive can vary depending on the scholarship itself and where you live in. Additionally, you need to consider other expenses when calculating your budget. From what I've heard, scholarships typically offer around 1 million won per month, but this can fluctuate based on your laboratory activity. If I have to rate 1 million won scholarship, I would say that is enough to cover your living expenses and leave some money left over to save for tuition fees at the next semester. However, this may not be case for the Korean government scholarship program because they cover the tuition fees and provide more financial freedom rather than scholarship from the professor or the laboratory or the institution. Keep in mind also, some of the students need to do part-time job to supplement their income, but not all of them, like mostly the student from the professor scholarship program or laboratory program. So if you get the Korean government scholarship program, it's more convenient to you to live in Korea, of course. Or if the project of the laboratory is so many, so you have many supplement income, you also don't need to do part-time job to adding your monthly expenses. So when searching for scholarship, make sure the amount you receive is enough to cover your monthly expenses and leave some money left over the tuition fees or other needs. So there you have it, the 5 keys difference between studying in Korea and working in Korea. I hope this video has given you some insight into what to expect. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide which option suits your goals and needs best. Okay, that's it. So don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for more videos on living and working in South Korea. Thanks for watching.